lesson, we're going to learn a strategy that I call scoop and phrase. This is an important fluency strategy that will help you read more natural or more conversation-like rather than sounding choppy and like a robot. Instead of reading word for word like a robot, it's important to try to read a few words together. This is called a phrase. To do this, you can try to scoop up a few words at a time. You can slide your finger or your eyes in a scoop under the few words you're going to read, and then read them all together in one breath. Pause, and then scoop up the next few words. So instead of sounding like this, Samantha drove to the store to buy milk and eggs, you would sound much more conversation-like or much more natural. Listen to this. Samantha drove to the store to buy milk and eggs. Did you hear the difference? Samantha drove to the store to buy milk and eggs. That sounds so much better than the choppy robot reading. Here are some steps you can take to scoop and phrase when you read. Slide your finger or your eyes in a scoop under the few words you're going to read. Read the words together in one breath, pause, and then scoop up the next few words. So you're going to slide and scoop, read the few words together in a breath, pause, and scoop up the next few words. Listen as I practice on this short, simple passage or this short, simple sentence. I'm going to do it first with my finger and the phrasing scoops, and then I'm going to take my finger away, and I'm just going to use my eyes to scoop and read. So watch what I do, or to scoop and phrase. Write a note to the old coach. Now I'm just going to do it with my eyes. Write a note to the old coach. That sounds so much more fluent than this. Write a note to the old coach. Of course, we want to read where we're scooping and phrasing. Write a note to the old coach. You hear the difference? You try now. I want you to stop the video, use your finger and phrase the second sentence, and then take your finger away and just use your eyes to phrase the top sentence. Pause the video now. All right, how did you do? Well, hopefully yours sounded something like this. Do it with me. First with the phrasing scoops, and then with just your eyes scooping and phrasing. Do not walk in that huge hole. Now just your eyes. Do not walk in that huge hole. Wow, I bet you sounded really smooth. Here's one more. This time I took the scoops away altogether. I still want you to use your finger. I want you to use your finger and scoop, and then I want you to take your finger away and just use your eyes to scoop and phrase. Stop the video now and try. All right, how did you do? Let's do it together. I always wash with that soap. Now just our eyes. I always wash with that soap. Do you hear the difference between that and robot reading? Of course, you sound so much better when you scoop the words and phrase. And you may want to start out with your finger, but I do encourage you to try to start scooping with just your eyes. All right, let's try one last time on a passage from a book that we know and love, A Weekend with Wendell. Read this one along with me. We're going to try to scoop and phrase, and I'm going to use my cursor when we do it. We're going to go back and just do it with our eyes. Are you ready? So they played house, and Wendell made the rules. He was the father, the mother, and the 5 children. Sophie was the dog. All right, now let's do it with just our eyes. Do it with me. So they played house, and Wendell made the rules. He was the father, the mother, and the 5 children. Sophie was the dog. Wow, I'll bet you sounded wonderful. Very, very smooth and fluent when you read. So when you go off to reading today, you can use the scoop and phrase strategy so that you don't sound like a robot and you're reading much more naturally. Here's the steps you'll take. Slide your finger or eyes and scoop up the few words you're going to read. Read the words together in one breath. Pause and scoop up the next few words. Have fun reading.